When will Naoya Inoue move up a weight class? Direct interview with his father, Shingo. Part 2. And from the 5th round, Naoya seemed to step up a gear. And in the 6th round, his footwork picked up the tempo. Did he see everything through at that point? Shingo, I think so. He was able to take in all of his opponent's strengths and respond to them all, so I think he thought, maybe it's time to go first. So, in terms of managing the match, was it an ideal way to proceed? Shingo, yes. In the 1st and 2nd rounds, he had seen everything through, one step at a time, before moving on to the next round. In the 6th round, he landed some powerful punches to the face and body. I thought the outcome was pretty much clear in that round, but even so, I was surprised by that time, right at the beginning of the 7th round. Shingo, I was surprised too, bitter smile. Doheny was really trying. But I think that was his limit. Even from my corner, it was clear that he had already taken a lot of damage. I thought the body was the key this time, so I decided to focus on attacking the body. I had talked about carefully, little by little, using the body. If you bit by bit using the body, rather than the face, it will come naturally. So around the 6th round, I thought, it's just a matter of time. Even so, I think I had the idea in my mind that it was about time for the finish at that point. So you weren't that surprised when he gave up? Shingo, no, I was surprised. Or rather, at first, I didn't know what was going on. Because I didn't understand what he was saying. Doheny was holding his back, right? If you throw a left body hook at a southpaw, it can sometimes hit him in the back depending on how he's facing. And, he had actually landed a punch like that in the previous round, so I thought maybe he was appealing that he couldn't continue the match because he was hit in the back. Hitting the back is against the rules. If he was going to use that as an excuse, I thought, what's this? So when the interpreter came over, I asked him, what's he saying? And he didn't have any excuses. He said, I can't continue the match because of the damage I got from being hit. So I thought, oh, that makes sense. So at first, I was more worried about what would happen. I missed the chance to explode with emotion and say, yes, I won. It ended with a whoosh, didn't it? Shingo, that's right. He obviously went down with a punch, and the referee didn't cross his hands and say, it's over, so like I said before, I thought, maybe he's appealing that it was against the rules, and everyone in the camp, including Naoya, seemed a bit strange. But if you evaluate the match as a whole, isn't it fair to say that Naoya was able to fight the way he wanted? Shingo, yes. I think he was able to stay fully focused and not let his opponent do anything. As a trainer, would you say this was a complete victory? Shingo, yes. I think he accomplished what I had set out to do. That complete victory was probably largely due to the lesson he learned from the knockdown in the Nari fight. Shingo, that may be true. If he had fought with the same care as he did this time, he wouldn't have taken the risk of getting into a dangerous space where he was vulnerable to receiving punches before he had even fully gained distance. In that sense, I think it wasn't bad this time because he was able to properly correct that. I also think that this match showed that Naoya is capable of fighting in many different ways. So, thanks to the knockdown in the Neri fight, you've eliminated another weakness? Shingo, if anything, the lesson from the Neri fight is more about mindset. I was able to reaffirm that I still need to stay focused at this stage and I need to see things through a bit more. Overall, were you satisfied with this fight? It seems you don't like the word satisfied very much, Shingo? Shingo, no, I'm totally satisfied with this fight. There were certainly some moments when the punches we exchanged were a hair's breadth apart, but there were no obviously dangerous moments, and we were able to do pretty much what we wanted. Now, looking ahead, everyone is talking about when you'll move up to featherweight, but is a move up already in your sights? Shingo, I'm aware that talk of it is coming up, but I'm not really sure. For me, I just need to finish well against the opponent on the set date, and that's it. There are no absolutes in boxing, so there's no point in thinking too far ahead. If you calculate, if I win this time, then what will happen next? And then lose the fight, what will you do? The reality is that there is no next unless you first clear here and now. For me, it's all about what the chairman, Naoya, and I have discussed and decided. There's nothing I can say about the things that haven't been concretely decided. So, in those 3 discussions, has there been any talk of moving up to featherweight? Shingo, no, there hasn't been any talk. Naoya has said he'll fight in the super bantamweight division. The names of his opponents in the super bantamweight division have pretty much been mentioned, haven't they? So there's no point in talking about featherweight. As with my work, I've lived my life by clearing the things in front of me, one step at a time. The present is the result of all that accumulated. That won't change in the future. So for me, all I have to do is practice for my next opponent in December. Indeed, that attitude is also reflected in Naoya's boxing. Shingo, I agree. I think it's all about solidifying here and now and gradually increasing your confidence in winning your next match. When Nao made his professional debut, I wanted him to burn it all out in boxing by around age 28, retire without any injuries, much to everyone's regret, and move on to the next stage of his life. But he still shows no signs of physical decline. In fact, the people at the gym can't keep up with Nao's training, and he's far from peaking. Nao still has a long way to go in boxing. So, for me, I just want him to keep going as far as he wants to go without any regrets.